All right, time for the final assembly, and then we'll do the final test. I've oriented the enclosure top and bottom end to end like this, with the QR code reader module down facing me and the Arduino connector cable to the micro SD card on this end. I guess also we could say the terminal board facing me as well. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to deal with the QR code, the RFID reader here. Make sure I have all my things nicely attached there. And I'm just going to pull the wire out of the way here for the QR code module, and I'm going to set here the pins are up. All these markings are up. And I'm going to set this down. There are two little bumps here, and there are two holes in the card. I'm just going to slide it onto those bumps. Next, I'll take there's one small twist in the cable. It just rotates a little bit to make that happen. Then I'll take this 3D printed part here, and it's got an opening on this side. It's mostly for looks. And I'll set it so that I can see this little graphic here coming through this opening. Like that. It fits down over the top of these outer posts. 1, 2, 3, 4 outer posts. Okay. And then I need 4 of the little screws to attach it. Through these 4 holes. Having to hold it down with one hand here, or some fingers on this hand so it doesn't pop up. 1. We'll just work this out of the way. Oh, I'm pressing pretty hard on the top of the enclosure, or the enclosure top. And so what I've done is I've inserted so I also am not putting pressure on the module itself at the same time. I put this just little book here underneath, try to find something about as thick as this space here, so I can push down without putting any extra pressure on the QR code reader module. So 2 more screws to put in. To have an extra. Okay. Now I'm going to mount the audio amplifier up on these 4 posts over here on this side. Slide it down a bit. On these 4 posts, and that's a bit of a reach in this layout here of the top and the bottom separated. So just to give me some extra room to stretch it across, I've disconnected the speaker wire from this connector, and I've taken out the ground wire as well. Those things will all go back in when we start to merge all these wires together and close things up. So there's a little opening here all the way to the outside of the enclosure, and the volume control post slides into that. So I'm going to slide it through there, and just slide it horizontally through there. until I have the amplifier on these mounts. And then I'll put little screws in place that hold it down. Whoops. Come on. So 4 of these, and I've already dropped 1 screw. So if I was in a pinch, I would leave the last screw out, but I'm gonna take a little bit of time here and not show you this time while I search for the other screw on the floor. Last screw. Okay, so those are all held in place. So now it's just time to bring this all together. And let me see, can I get this in here yet? No, I have to lift it up. Bring it together at least this far first so that I can attach. Oh, I also pulled this out of the audio amp. We'll reattach that in a moment. So I'll attach the ground wire here. Nope, sorry, this is a 3.3 volt one. The ground wire is this guy. He was providing ground for a number of things. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug you in here while I can still see you well. Plug this into the back of the audio amp. And while I've got easier access, I'll attach this last to this connector here. I am going to attach the battery after all this time. It still has power. It powered up the QR code reading module. All right, now I'm going to fold it forward a little bit further. This is the last piece that I have to get situated properly. Plus all these other wires, get them out of the way. I'll bring this forward and attach these two together. That's why I didn't hear any startup sounds, because I didn't have the battery attached, or I didn't have speaker attached. The last thing, besides just a ton of wires here, let's see, all these wires, is I want to put the headphone jack for the external speaker attachments into this little rest here. Half of it's on the bottom, half of it's on the top, so it squeezes down kind of clamshell-like onto these. And really you're just trying to be gentle and gently work all these wires into place. Any of the ones that are trying to escape, push those back in there. These guys are all trying to escape. Just gently. Oh, look at that. Went together. Okay. Same thing here. I want to put the book underneath this because now we're going to insert these 2-inch screws into these holes here. They require a little bit bigger screwdriver. And you may meet some resistance here. That's okay, just push right on through it. And there'll be a lot of turning of the screwdriver to get it all the way in. All right, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some little rubber bumper style feet on it, right where the screw heads are. All right, there it is. We'll begin just by pressing the restart button. Okay, and let's see if we can put the QR code on here and hear something.
Different.
Not QR code, our RFID tag, and QR code.
Different.
All right, so that's really the final test there, is just to make sure it's doing what we wanted it to do. And that's completely assembled and finally tested. And if at any point here that something doesn't work as you would expect during the testing process, there's a troubleshooting document to help you figure out what might be going wrong.
Different.
Yeah, so it just saw the fact that I had this QR code sitting on the table over here, and it recognized it. Yeah.
Different.
So from here on out, you're not connecting it to the through a data cable to your computer, unless for some reason you need to change out the software. Instead, you're just going to periodically recharge that battery through this port here. And what I recommend, and I recommend in the materials, is getting one of these magnetic style charging cables, and putting the half that attaches to the device in the slot, and then you can pull off the cable. The other end can be attached to anything that you would charge a phone with, and then just bring these two together, and that can be charging when it's not in use. Again, there's no danger with it overcharging. Oh, you know what I think I'll do? I'll also test this, the speaker part of this. I will turn the audio amp off, so I'm sticking a screwdriver in the end here and just turning it to counterclockwise till I hear the click. So now the audio amp is off. I'm going to plug in the speaker through this opening. Try it again.
Different.
So that's coming out of speakers over here. Turn it up.
Different.
And whoops.
Different.
Ready to go. Charge up the battery and put it into use.